One of my students asked me a really good question. Um, Somebody posted on her Facebook wall a picture that said something about 12 Lakota virtues. And, and so my student asked me, uh, is that really correct? She said. She's from Denmark, yeah? Her name is Irina. She's a real lovely lady. And she asked me if that was really true, yeah, that there are 12 virtues. Mshi'ichiapi, humility. Wawachitanka, perseverance. I'll just say them in English because some of them are wrong. Respect, honor, love, sacrifice, truth, compassion, bravery, fortitude, generosity, and wisdom. Okay. Um, this is not right. Um, and some people seem to think that the more longer the list is, the better it is. And that's linear thinking. And let me tell you what I told her. I'll just read you, okay? Because I want to make sure I tell everything that I told my student, okay? She asked me if this was what we learn, and I said, no, it's not. I said, no, this is not true. In our way, when you learn about the virtues, you learn that it is either four or seven of them. The way I learned was that there are seven. However, today everyone is trying to outdo each other by trying to add another, and then another, and then another. And there is a Lakota man who is also a fake medicine man on the Pine Ridge Sioux Reservation who teaches there is 21 virtues. Again, people think that the higher the number means the better they are. This is called linear thinking, and it is not Lakota thinking at all. Linear is when you only go in one direction, and then you think the further you go, the better you are. This is false. Sometimes people change for the worse years later, for whatever reason. In Lakota style thinking, when you are at peace with your past, you can always go look in your past and learn something new anytime. Because when you live a healthy life, you can comprehend more and more. And it's good to look at something you learned already years ago because you will see something new. It was always there, but when you first learned it, you were not able to comprehend the whole experience. And now, years later, after living healthily, you can see more. So you will see new things when you look into your past. And any time you can learn something is a good thing. And then we come back to the present moment again. And then we can learn from the future too. We do this by visualizing what we would like our future to be. And we do this we do this several minutes each day. We go someplace private, maybe in nature, and then we close our eyes and just visualize what we would like our future to be like. We have to be realistic here, so no Wonder Woman invisible plane kind of thinking, okay? Ha ha ha. While we are doing this visualization, something is implanting itself into our brains. And then we enjoy the full experience as much as we can. In other words, when we're in the visualization, we act like we're in the future now and that we have it. Okay, whatever we're hoping for, we act like we have it already and we enjoy it. Yeah, so we're kind of pretending in a way, but this is a good pretending. Okay, then we come back to the present moment, and now we have this implant from the future that will help us to receive inspiration for the present moment. So in this way, we can learn from the future. So after doing either of these things, we always return to the present moment because that is the most important moment because it influences our future. Meaning, this is where we have power concerning our future. So you see, in the Lakota way, we do not just go in one direction only. And now you can understand more how false and unhealthy it is when people think that the further they go, the better they are. It is not true at all. So people who try to add more and more of these virtues are not thinking in the Lakota way at all. And sometimes when you look at these virtues lists, they have 10 or more, and some of them look almost the same. And when you learn the seven virtues way, like I was taught, they are prayer, respect, compassion, honesty, generosity, humility, and wisdom. When you learn the four virtues way, they are wisdom, bravery, fortitude, generosity. And that is that. And you have to remember that the numbers 4 and 7 are special numbers in the Lakota way because women have 7 stages of development and men have 4. That is why these numbers are sacred to us. Again, excellent question. And yeah, so this is what I wanted to say. Yeah, so this linear thinking, this, people are always saying, one time I heard somebody say there was 11 virtues, another person said no, there's 10. Another one said no, there's 14. I even know one guy who said there's 49. Not that bad. And in my opinion, I think I stay with either 4 or 7. But what's more important is how you live your life. Yeah. How do you live your life? That is the most important thing. And so don't worry about, which one should I learn from, the 7 list or the 4 list? Yeah, don't worry about that. What's more important is living in a healthy way. Because when you live in a healthy way, all the virtues are natural to you. They just come naturally. So don't worry about it. Yeah. So what's more important is living a healthy life in what I explained earlier. This linear thinking is part of dualistic living. Yeah, because like I said, people who think linear, they think that everything only goes in one direction, and that the further you are, the better you are. And that creates this us against them thing, and that's duality. Yeah? So in Lakota, ancient Lakota way, it's not like that. There's not one time I went to a sweat lodge ceremony back on the res, and there's this guy. I'll just say his first name. His first name is Danny. And he said, yeah, make it as hot as possible. I want to suffer, he said. That way, I'll get more blessings, he said. And that's linear thinking. That's not the way of the ancestors. Some days you're stronger than other days. So some days you can make that sweat lodge hotter. But you have to be mindful of, if there's a group going in, you have to be mindful of everybody there, that some of them may not be able to stand all of that. So you have to always compromise. It's not about getting hot. It's about cleansing. And getting hot as possible does not mean you get more cleansed. That's not what it means at all. That's linear thinking. That's not our way. Yeah, so that sounds Catholic, yeah? Torture, self-torture, self-humiliation, self-everything. People think when they do that, they won't get rewarded for that. That's nonsense. It's not going to happen. Yeah, we don't live miserably on purpose so that we can get blessings. That's kind of sadistic, I think. So anyway, I share things from my life with you because I want you to know that I know what it's like. And that I know, going through difficult time. And I show you how I deal with things so that maybe you get an idea too. Yeah, that maybe that helps you. Maybe that inspires you, or maybe you come up with something as well. And it's all about helping one another. Yeah, so I do this so that we can learn together, supporting one another, because that is the way we were designed. That is our way. Yeah, it's a great thing to ask for help. We have to always remember that, yeah, that it is a great thing to ask for help. So don't be afraid. Yeah, that it takes. We were designed to ask for help. The duality says that it's better to give than to receive, and that creates codependency and oppression and victimization. Because people who just give, they see themselves as above, because after all, they believe it's better to give. So they see themselves as better than those who ask. That's not the way of life. That's the way of oppression. Yeah. So we were designed to ask for help when we need it. Our lungs teach us that with every breath. Yeah. We were designed to ask for help as well as giving it. And weaknesses can still teach us about ourselves. So we need that. If we just have strengths, we will become overconfident, and we will make many, many, many more mistakes than we really need to. So we do need our weaknesses. They're not bad. They just show you where you still need to learn. And that is a good thing. Learning is always a good thing, because without learning, you really are not living. And without that, you don't really know what love is. Yeah? So to know what love is requires, number one, being at peace with your past. Yeah? And then learning from difficulties and enjoying blessings. Learning from your weaknesses. Exploring with your strengths. Helping one another. Supporting one another. Communicating in a healthy way, receiving it in a healthy way. That is the way to live. That is how we love.